But here's this. That's like here. Now, when is the full moon? It's over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 days later. Well, that's not that far away. So if it could be 4 knots here, and 4 knots here, and the average is 2, then this could be over 3 knots of current. And the reason why this stern current is important is because your steering gets sacrificed a little bit, gets compromised when you're in a strong following current. And in fact, it's such an effect that the U.S. inland rules say the downbound vessel, that's with a following current, has a right-of-way over an upbound vessel because the upbound vessel has a better steerage. And here's just a quick note on what's involved here. It's not so much what you're doing through the water. When I turn the boat 30 degrees to the left here, 30 degrees to the left, it turns 30 degrees to the left. And in this case, I've got no current. I turn 30 degrees to the left, and I'm actually moving 30 degrees to the left relative to the world. But if I'm in a following current, when I turn 30 degrees to the left, again, I am turning 30 degrees to the left in the water, but the entire water is moving forward at 3 knots. So that dampens the effect of my turn relative to what matters. In other words, if I turn in the water and there's nothing around, I don't even know I've turned. I could look at the compass, say. But with regard to like a hazard, like let's say there's a rock dead ahead of me. Well, when I turn to the left and I expect my normal turn to the left, I'm not going to get that turn. In this case, if I'm going 8 knots with 3 knots, a current, I'm going to lose 8 degrees just because the water's pushing me forward. And what matters is your course over the ground relative to that rock, or in this case in the canal, relative to the side of the canal. Likewise, in the opposite is if you got the current against you, your rudders are much more responsive, and you'll see turns go snappier like that. So this is an issue that we have to keep in mind. So that vessel was headed up here. With not only I have to say again, we don't know this for a fact. I'm just having to piece it together. There's no real official report out of what took place. None at all. So we're just guessing this. So we're guessing that there was a strong following current and a strong southerly wind which pushed that vessel to the left, which made them do 2 things. This usually leads people to go a little faster, drive a little faster. And he was going over 13 knots at times up there at the end, and when the speed limit's 8.6. So chances are that enhanced speed was related to the fighting the environmental conditions. So I'm going to leave that on the wind and current. And we've got a couple other background items to fill in about this bank and cushion effect and some other things to show. But for now, I'll stop with this.